Greetings. So I've gotten a lot of questions and emails, inquiries regarding home birth during this pandemic or this pandemic, and just want to address a few things. So first, I definitely am a supporter of home birth. I had 3 home births myself, so I know firsthand that it's pregnancy and birthing is a natural thing, and our bodies know how to handle it, especially if our bodies and our minds are in a state of peace and rest and calm. And so the best place for a pregnant woman to have their baby is wherever they feel safest. Safety is one of the basic necessities of a woman in labor. Safety, warmth, comfort, and familiarity. Those things are very pivotal to having a successful and positive birthing experience. Now, seeing as there are so many people that are in fear about going to the hospital because of the pandemic, this causes a lot of conflict because it's very difficult to say, yes, stay home and have your baby at home to everyone. This is not something that people can just recommend to everyone. Although I would love for every woman to have a home birth, because I personally feel like it's the most natural, safest thing for me. For some women, if you are fearful of not having pain medicine, any of these things, then you have to seriously consider if home birth is the best thing for you. Because if you're going into home birth out of fear, out of, oh, I don't want to go to the hospital because I don't want to get sick, or I don't want them to take my baby away, or I don't want, for whatever fear, you don't want to have a home birth because you're scared to go to the hospital because you're scared of getting the COVID. That's not a good reason to have a home birth, because if you're in fear, then you deciding to stay at home, it's going to cause you so much anxiety because maybe you're not prepared for it, because you chose this decision out of fear, that you'll probably end up back in the hospital anyway. So you have to be really, just be really careful and ask yourself really pivotal questions like, am I prepared for a home birth? Is this really something that is best for me and my family? Home births are beautiful. I mean, I've seen some amazing home births, but if you're going to the hospital, if you're going to stay home because you're scared of COVID-19, that's not the best reason to have a home birth. You want to have a home birth because you feel like it's safe to have a home birth, and you have to trust your body. You have to trust yourself that you'll be able to handle labor, with your family, with a doula, with a midwife, and not necessarily with the pain medication that a lot of people feel like they need. If you really prepare yourself for a home birth, you can have a beautiful home birth and not need any kind of pain medicine. It's all about preparation, and it's all about your comfort level. No one can answer the question for you. If you're pregnant and you're trying to decide to have the baby at the hospital or to have the baby at home, you should be the one to answer that question, because you know your comfort level more than anyone else. And if you're fearful about not being able to get through labor because of pain, then it might be a better idea for you to just go to the hospital, because you might end up there anyway. If you're scared that if you have the baby at home that something bad might happen to the baby, then you probably need to be at the hospital. You need to be at the place where you feel the safest. And honestly, the chances of you getting COVID-19 just because you go to the hospital to have your baby is very, very low. So don't make the decision just because you think you're going to get sick. As far as where I work and my unit, they're only allowing one family member to be in the laboring room and in postpartum, and that person has to stay there the entire time. The person cannot leave the hospital and come back. So it's they're making it very difficult for families to have, I mean, to have the best positive experience that they can have. On the positive side, though, they are letting a lot of moms and babies leave earlier than usual. Like if you have a regular vaginal birth, they usually want to keep you for 2 days. But now they're letting families leave after 24 hours, after just 1 day. If you happen to have a C-section, they might let you leave a little bit earlier, like 2 days instead of 3 days. But you gotta be kind of careful with that, because I mean, C-section is major abdominal surgery, so you don't necessarily want to leave early. You want to make sure that everything is okay. The thing that you do have to consider, that if you do decide to go to the hospital and you test positive for COVID, or you did in the past, there's a possibility that they'll take the baby away from you immediately. So that's very detrimental to the baby, because the baby needs to be with you, and that's detrimental to the whole breastfeeding, to make a good connection with breastfeeding. So yeah, these are just my personal opinions on it. I do online prenatal courses monthly. I'm also a doula, and I travel for my doula clients. I am recently relocated to San Antonio, Texas, so this is where I'm at. You can follow me at Instagram. What is it? Butterfly Birthing Doula. And then my website is butterflybirthingdoula.com. Peace and blessings. Love to hear your opinions. Peace.